Welcome to Insights from Autistic. Today's video is called Denial About Having Autism, and this is a video that I've actually not been wanting to do. Someone's been asking me to do this video for a while now, and so I'm going to address individuals with autism or who are on the autism spectrum who deny having autism or deny how it impacts them. And I'm going to look at the parents who denied as well. Now here's the first thing I want to talk about, like on an ethical level or something of that nature. Say, you want the parent to accept their child for having autism, or you want to suggest to the child that their child has autism or something of that nature. You got to be subtle. You can't just go right out and say, "You're in denial, you crazy person. Guess what? Your child has autism," or "Guess what? You have autism." That's only going to piss somebody off. And so that's kind of the reason why I've been not wanting to do this video, because someone's like, "Well, this video can help people out," and I'm like, "Well, I don't know how this video is going to really help." At least, if you want a video to send to people, about being in denial about having autism, I don't think a video about denial about having autism is necessarily the best video to actually send them. I think a better video would be like, say, one of my other videos, like, what is it like to have autism? Or, just some sort of video where I'm talking about autism, and then, they can see me talking about it and say, maybe this guy's right, maybe Armand is onto something here. But if you're talking about denial, it can come off as an attack, and so that's why I've been not wanting to do this video, because I don't want it to come off as like I'm attacking somebody. So this video is actually going to be aimed more towards those who know individuals who are in denial, whether a parent or someone with autism, and what to do in that situation. If you know someone in denial, should you change their opinion? Should you let them have their opinion? What if it really impacts them and is really messing up their life if they have autism? Or what if the parents can get services for their child, and early intervention, but they're not going to because there's so much denial. So those are very good concerns to have. And so I guess there is a point to having this video. So let's look at parents first. Alright. Usually when a child gets denial, some parents are in denial. Some of the books out there, or what a doctor says about their child having autism, can be very off-putting. Or even sometimes it can seem like a death sentence for the child. And that could be very hard for a parent to grasp. Some people are more impacted by autism than others. There are people who are on this side, where I am, very functioning, very successful. And those who are nonverbal, have to have somebody wash them, have to have somebody change their diapers even when adults, things like that nature. And so some people are like, some people might say your child's going to go through that, and the truth is it's going to probably be somewhere in the middle, I think, because that's where I notice for most people with autism, they tend to be in the middle. They don't tend to be too, of course, I haven't seen too many people who are on the other end, so there might be a lot more than I think, but, it's probably not going to be as bad, but, to also get where I'm at, you have to really work at it. And I worked like crazy to get where I'm at today. And so, it's not going to be as bad, or it won't even really be bad if they accept the child for who they are. But that's the problem, not accepting the child. We have a lot of parents have these visions of how their child should be and everything like that. And this can come as, a big insult, or they don't want to believe it. It's just like, no, he's wrong. My child is so smart and so intelligent. This could be true, but a lot of children with autism are smart and intelligent, and a lot of parents go through the denial stage. And subtlety is the key. If you want to change somebody's opinion, you gotta show them, not tell them. You gotta show them. It's a great writing technique. A parent I was talking to, having a conversation with, she was in denial about her child, and then the teacher said, please come, I can really use your help. This was in preschool. I could really use your help. And of course the teacher didn't really want the parent's help. What she wanted was for the parent to see how their child was different from their kid. See, her kid was off in the corner, and all the other kids were congregating and playing with each other. Her kid would just go back and forth, crying and things like that, completely ignoring the other kids, and then she saw it was a really big eye-opener for her. And so, you have to open up the parents' eyes. That's what you have to do. You have to show them. If you can get a situation like that where the parent can see their child in comparison to other children, that's probably the best. But if not, you might want to say, talk about this. Even if you make up a neighborhood kid who if you need to lie, say there's this kid down my street and he has this, and this trait, and maybe you read up a bit on autism, and some of those traits resemble something in the parent's child. I'd be like, you should take a look at this book. The parent suggested this one book for me. Take a look at it. Or, I saw these YouTube videos by this person called Armand. Take a look at these videos. He has some interesting things to say. And so that's the way to go about it. But this out front, confronting somebody about it can be challenging. They're not going to want to believe you, especially if they're already going through that denial, and they get all pissed off. I can't believe what that doctor said. I can't believe the teacher had the audacity to suggest that my child might have autism. They're wrong, etc., etc., etc. You get the point. So, that's subtlety. Subtlety is the key. So now, what about individuals with autism? Whether they have Asperger's or you have autism. What about those of us who deny the level of it impacting us? I think, here's the thing. I think sometimes we're not even aware of how much autism impacts us. Maybe I fit into this denial stage sometimes because it was funny. I was at a presentation. I was actually one of the 3 presenters. And one of the presenters talked about how we can get focused or something. And I was reminded of an event that day. Was it 3 days ago? No, it was on Thursday. So today is Monday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 4 days ago. Okay, I was off by 1 day. 4 days ago, on that very same day, we had a guest in our house. Somebody I never met before. And I felt very uncomfortable going down to the kitchen, which sometimes happens, and getting something to eat. But I was so, I made up my mind. I'm like, I'm going to go get and eat something. And actually, I'm getting better. I can now go down and get something to eat if, like family members are down there. But this time, there was a stranger down there. And I didn't feel very comfortable about that. And I already planned to get something to eat. So for 3 hours while that stranger remained there, I did nothing for 3 hours. I couldn't. I was stuck thinking about going downstairs and eating. I would constantly look out the window and say, is that car gone yet? Is that person gone yet? I could do nothing. I had a lot of other tasks I could do. I had a whole day planned out. But because of this nuisance in my schedule, I could not do anything else planned in my day. And all these things were things I could do in my bedroom, like writing, doing YouTube videos or something like that. I think I actually made my YouTube video after she left that day. That's insane. I couldn't do any of that because of one person downstairs. A hindrance to my schedule. And so you see, I am still impacted. People are like, oh, you don't look like you're impacted. The thing about autism, it's not physical. Not everything's so physical. And sometimes I get stuck like that. There are things like one change to my schedule, my whole day is gone. Whole day, entire day gone. Now tell me, if your whole day is gone and you can't recover from something simple like a stranger being down in your kitchen, that's something. That is something. And I didn't even think about it as being an issue. It felt perfectly normal. It wasn't until that conference when the other presenter mentioned something that I said, oh yeah, that probably most people don't get so stuck up on something like that. Either they're not going to go down to the kitchen because of too much social anxiety, but they're going to at least move on with their project, or they're going to go introduce themselves to the person and get something to eat and then go on with their day. But I couldn't do either of those things. I couldn't go on with my day, and I couldn't go down to the kitchen. And so that is just one aspect of how autism impacts me. So the thing is, I wasn't even aware. And this happens to me a lot, actually, where things like that happen, where my schedule gets messed up and I can't recover from that. And that's not just the only way. And I have all these social anxieties. People might not realize it, but I still have, if somebody's down in the kitchen that I don't know, I can assure you that I don't feel very comfortable about that. Even if my stepmom is talking to this person, having a lively conversation, they obviously are a very good person and pose no threat whatsoever. It has nothing to do with them, being bad or good or anything like that. It just has to do that I feel disempowered around them. The truth is when there's people in my area, it's like they're intruding upon my space, and it's like can command and conquer. It's like they're conquering my area, if that makes sense to you. So, part one: some people with autism are not aware of how it impacts them, even if until something comes up and it triggers something like, oh yeah, I am like that. It's funny. Think about it. I made over 300 videos, and yet I find out about something that impacts me. I was kind of like aware of it in my background, but it was brought more to my forefront, more to the forefront of my attention then. Think about it. Over 300 videos, and I don't even really give much thought to that, and it really impacts me. So sometimes until something is brought up to our attention, we're not aware of it at all. It's a part of who we are. How on earth are we going to know about something if it's who we are? How are we to think that it's a difference from other people, or that it hinders us? But my friend who wanted me to make this video really wanted me to make it about people, individuals having denial about autism, and because he felt like it was not very productive for a lot of people with autism who are in denial, and especially when their lives are kind of effed up as a result of that. And so here's the thing: say you are aware of these characteristics, so you just don't want to acknowledge it. It impacts you. That's all there is to it. And if you can't look at it, like I can now look at that, I can say, okay, here's the situation. I'm either not going to be able to move on with my life, or I'm going to have to do that. And now next time it comes up, I'll be able to handle it in a more empowering manner. Next time I can go up and ask my stepmom, please introduce me to this person, because I don't really like introducing myself to strangers in the house. I'd rather somebody introduce me to the stranger. So I can now have strategies. So knowing how autism impacts you, can start to get strategies. You can read up on strategies. You can watch videos on strategies. Social strategies, anxiety strategies, whatever strategies. You can start to understand yourself better, and understanding yourself better can lead to better success in life. But here's the thing: somebody who's in doubt about having autism. Talking to them about it, telling them, you got to be subtle. You have to just kind of say, this is some of the characteristics, and this is how it impacts people. Trust me, having somebody present something that's totally not targeted towards you is a very subtle way of showing something about somebody. So maybe taking them to an autism presentation might help. Show them these videos. I don't know, but you can't just go and say, oh, you're in denial, and this is the way it is, because they're still going to be in denial even if you try to attack them like that. Like, people don't like to feel like they're being attacked. So really, what I'm saying is that people are in denial. Yeah, it hinders people, and until we get past the denial, we're not able to work on ourselves. That's a fact. But you cannot confront somebody who's in denial. You have to be subtle, and you have to let the person with denial to come to that conclusion themselves about who they are. The only way that people are going to accept themselves is not if somebody else tells them who they are, only if they make that decision for themselves. So not you, but the individual who's in denial has to make that decision. They have to see that. Whether it's a parent or somebody with autism, they have to see that, and they have to accept that. So that it has to become, it's like the movie Inception, like you put this idea in a person's head, and then it becomes their idea. So it has to become their idea. Otherwise, it won't stick. It's that simple. And so anyway, that's all I really have to say for today, and I wish everybody the most awesome day of awesomeness. Thank you.